Oh, oh, Bills fans, Bills fans. What can I say? What can I say? Please, all I've done is sit here and try to not have a heart attack for the last 3 hours and change, and it's just I'm at a loss for words. What a game! What a game! From whistle to whistle. Oh God, it was just basically quarter 9, 10, 11, and 12 from last year's playoffs. It was just pick up right where they left off. It was insane. Man, it feels fucking good, guys. It feels so good. The game looked hairy there. Huge stop. I'm gonna bounce all over the place because I'm such a mess. Huge stop before the second half. So the Bills got the ball back. They were backed up. Um, Block in the back on the return. Fucking penalty. Two crappy plays. Uh, and just being able to go down and score that touchdown before the half to make it 10-10. And then, of course, the fucking this time with 17 seconds, they get it. Bucker hits a 62-yard field goal, and it's just so eerily like deja vu. It was so frustrating that whole situation. But you go in 10-10, and from the start of the game, Bills had the ball first. They got the ball down the field very, very well, but just like in past weeks, they get inside the red zone and it just starts stalling a little bit. They go for it, and this guy could have been the go to the game, guys. I'm sorry, he's a good player. He's had some games for us in the past, but Isaiah McKenzie today, man, he was not good. I mean, he had the one catch on the sideline. He got hit on and he held on to it. But outside of that, man, um, he had a drop on the play prior to the Gabe conversion on the drive before the end of the first half. He drops a touchdown pass. He and and then on the ball when the Bills turns it over in the first situation, it's just like fall on the ball. Don't try to pick it up and be a hero. Just fall on the ball, and he bumbles it. Josh ad libbed, and that turned into a fucking a complete disaster. Bills turn the ball over. Chiefs drive down. It looks like okay, here we fucking go. Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam, with a big man interception down there. I believe he ripped it away from I don't know if it was Valdez Scandling or Juju, but he got it away from one of them. Um, Dude, how do I feel? Go look at my Twitter, Chris. I've said it. Just the one play, the one bit of burn that Shakir got, he knew to sit down his route. He saw the blitz come, the overload, and Josh threw right into it. Where do you beat the blitz? You throw into the blitz. He caught it. Nice little first down play. Yeah, McKenzie just was not. He was off. Maybe coming off the concussion, he just looked rusty. And again, he could have been a goat this game. There was some huge situations where the Bills again in short yardage were not good. They were good in some, not good in others, but they can't have those to be 1 for 3 in the red zone against this team who's going to stress you for 4 quarters, 60 full minutes. You know, the Bills easily left 10 points on the board, but the Bills stopped them sometimes too. Um, it was crazy. Andy Reid going for that field goal that Bucker misses. Bills get the ball. I believe that was the drive. Diggs touchdown right over the rookie. Bills had some injury situations. No thanks on Odell, bro. I'm not interested. I'm just not interested in having a guy who needs, who needs his ego stroked, and he's a hired gun. He just doesn't fit our locker room. Man, Doug. Yeah, Eric. I mean, you know what it was with Vaughn too. They weren't like, there was one sack where he beats Orlando Brown clean. He does that little dip under, and he just rubs him. He rubs him. He gets low. The ankle flexion a guy his size has to get low, cuts under him. And there was a few plays, man, this first of all, I'm gonna say it again. I say it every fucking week. This game was refereed terribly. I mean, you're the back judge. You're behind the quarterback to watch everything that goes on. How the fuck do you not see Chris Jones literally trip Josh Allen? Like, he literally does the like that. And it's like, dude, you're there. You're fucking there. Yeah, Shakir is Khalil Shakir. That's who it is. Diggs lines up in the slot. Gabe Davis comes inside. So many guys just really showed up. The holding penalties were ridiculous. There was one, I believe it was on Tremaine Edmonds, and the fucking it was like, it ended up being a 20-yard play for them. I forget. I think it was Kelsey who caught it, but he's literally like getting, like, you could see it. You could see it clear as day. And Dawkins maybe got away with one late on the last drive. It was a little bit of a pull. Josh booked out, maybe. It just was terrible. It was a terribly ref game. There was bad calls, some more egregious than others. At first, there was some plays, man. It was like, okay, there's a lot of KC home cooking going on here. There's way too many. Every time the Bills got in a 3rd and long on defense, here came the defensive holding, illegal contact, just like little ticky tack. It's like, there was some conversions by Mahomes. He hit some fucking crazy passes. There was one he threw to Sky Moore, who beat the man of the hour, and I'll get to him in a minute. And he got a big play out of that. They're going to get theirs, and then the Bills got theirs. And I was really hoping the Bills could have held it to under at least 25 seconds before the go-ahead touchdown, just the way it was going. I don't know who. My point of nerves was at its worst on the 4th and inches. I'm sitting there just like having heart palpitations. I nervous cleaned my whole fucking room the whole time. I dusted like I never dusted before. I'm half in tears watching like that play. And then the same, he gets it. And I'm just like, why isn't that the play? How many times over the years, remember, us Bills fans know this. Brady knows the situation. It's 2nd and short, 3rd and short, bum rush to the line, have them set the ball, boom, get in there. That's it. Look at who we have at quarterback. We had the fucking leap. We had the fucking hold my dick leap for 2022 in this game. Josh with the sweeper keeper on down the right side, fucking put it right on Reed's head. And right there, I had a good feeling. I don't know what it was about that play. It was just the attitude of the play, the confidence in which they ran it. And I believe it was a play later. Josh just, they had one other play in there, and then Josh puts the ball in the end zone for the touchdown to Dawson Knox. Even seen him point. Knox peeled, brought his route, stemmed it back inside towards, and just beautiful catch right there. The ball wasn't, was secured. And then, here we go. Oh man. I didn't think they were going to squib it. It was a conventional kickoff. There's a minute and change left. They have 2 timeouts. That's forever and a day for them. They don't need much. First play successful off the rip. Then I believe it was a penalty, and it wasn't too long after that. And this is, I'll get back to Von Miller. If you notice when he rushes, and it was particularly with Mahomes, he kind of he doesn't over pursue. He doesn't over rush. He kind of says, well, I didn't get him. And then he kind of comes back and then goes through another gap. And he sort of, when he drew the two guys, he kind of did that. Milano sees Mahomes come. He just takes off, gets his hands up. And I think that didn't allow Mahomes to see Taron driving on that fucking route. And it was a beautiful interception. It's the kind of interception that just, oh my God, that waiting for that all game, it was there. And because when he starts scrambling, he came right to his right, and Taron just kind of he read it and he saw it. And there was so many contributions today. I mean, there was one play that saved the game for me that held KC to a field goal. Matt Milano getting out on Pacheco on that dump off, because if he does not tackle Pacheco was he would have walked into the end zone. There was nobody there. There was nobody there, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know if you guys saw it the way I did, but that tackle, and it was another tackle that he made in this game. Matt Milano was just playing at an all-pro level, man. And there was nobody there to get him down other than Milano, because Edmonds had blitzed. He got picked up. Some of the throws Josh made in the game were amazing. The one to Diggs on the sideline, it was a big play. It was like a 30-yarder right in between three defenders. It was so it's not nice to see Knox get off the snide tonight and just get that win. That you knew it was there, man. You knew it was there, and it was truly like that. What they say, you just hear them say, "Don't blink, don't blink, don't blink," and I'm blinking, man. I'm blinking. I'm over here like I was ready to vomit on that 4th and inches, guys. I really was. I'm like sitting here like my fucking, oh my God. That was a hard on the nerves, man. Hard on the nerves. And there was doubt. I mean, you always have some doubt. You always have some trepidation. The way these teams play back and forth, it's not easy, man. It's just not easy. There was no easy yards out there from whistle to whistle. And I was so irritated in the first half when they fucking gave away that ball on the pitch to McKenzie. Josh, does his thing, what he does. And it was just, here you go. It's the first quarter. Either you don't put the foot on the throat, or you're in the gift giving business. And it's just disgusting. And they've done this for 4 straight weeks. They've done it for 4 straight weeks. And it's not so much McKenzie. It's just everybody. It's just everybody makes a mistake, here and there. Last week, Taron Johnson, he recovers and then they don't get the ball in the end zone. Josh throws a red zone pick. So it happens to everybody. What's up, Damager? How you doing, bro? Yeah, bro, it's PTSD. I mean, we are all sitting there with a minute and change left, a minute 4 seconds, and it's just like, okay, 2 timeouts. I mean, would just please I was so happy the interception happened early in the KC possession, because I just did not want to sit there with my heart in my asshole for a minute, which would have seemed like forever. I'm gonna be on here, guys, I'm gonna let you guys know off the rip. I'm gonna be on here till around 11, and I gotta go run. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight. I gotta go run my 4 miles. I'm gonna do it outside. So I'm gonna be on here for like an hour. Got some Bills friends hitting me up right now. Just wow. I was ready. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was ready to have my guts ripped out with 1:04. I was just like, that they're going to really press us, and just to have, you know, Vaughn, for Vaughn to come up big in that situation. And I mean, man, does Bean looks like a fucking stud. 6 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Underrated guy so far. The last 3 weeks in particular. Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson was huge today. He was huge. He got a sack. He had a few tackles for losses on Edwards-Helaire. He was on the field a lot, and he just brings that energy. There was another play where Jordan Phillips really collapsed the pocket down hard on on I forget the guard that he beat. I think it was Algeretti. I don't know if it was Trey Smith or Algeretti, but he just really collapsed that pocket. They batted, and then KC settles for the field goal. No, actually, it was right before the interception. My bad. It was on the first drive. I'm all over the place, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought maybe they would have held him out for Brandon Bryant, D'Antonio, but they didn't. I was surprised he plays. They were just all over the place. Epinesa had a play on the sideline, Eric. I forget where. He was lined up on the right. He looked like he was just this close to sniffing out a screen. He kind of laid over the back. He caused Mahomes to roll out, and I know there was a positive play there. Yeah, that was so frustrating. They had him. He was done, and he just like slithered out of there like a serpent. And he's squiggly. I mean, look, Josh had one on the first drive, I believe, where he rolled out, the one where he went back like this and they hit him out of bounds. Like there's not many other quarterbacks that could snake out of those situations. What's up, Midnight? How you doing, bro? Glad you're here, man. Last year was painful as fuck. And what a scumbag. What a scumbag Nick Wright is. I mean, he's a piece of shit. I mean, I don't care about getting blocked by certain people on Twitter, but he's a piece of shit. This is where the media is right now. They openly, we're fans, right? We're gonna root for who we're gonna root for, but it's like the media openly roots for the so-called non-bias media who openly fanboys and roots for certain. It's like when you see the media, they're very particular about their fucking alma maters. They'll fanboy the fuck out of their alma maters. It was sickening. Good win, good game. Bills earned it. Happy they won their Super Bowl 2 years in a row. Hang the banner. Like, he's just it's like, dude, what are you like? You Patrick Mahomes is like cuck boy. You clean up his mess after he's done. That's who he is. He's sick. What's up, Steve? How you doing? I can't stand the motherfucker. Him and that fucking. I'm not gonna say that, but that's gonna get me an infraction or something like that. But he's an asshole. I can't stand him, and a lot of media does it. He can do that. He can do that, Eric. He can do that. I don't really care about power rankings so much, in the sense that, like, okay, they're arbitrary. Like the last 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, where's the Dolphins at? And I know their quarterback situation's a mess, but where are they at? Where's the darling head coach? Where's the prescription for the affliction, Mike McDaniel? Where is he? Where's his cool, fun, oh, wow, geeky, nerdy, has his finger on the pulse? Yeah, I'm stupid, K-Beats, and I click. That I'm an asshole. Yeah, he's not even. It's not even wannabe shock jock anymore. It's just cornball. It's like, dude, you're a fan. You're not a media. You're a fan. You're a fanboy. What's up, Rakib? How you doing, bro? He's a fanboy, and he's just sickens me. I was just glad, again, my friend Eric here. We just don't have to lose our hair. They just ended it early on that drive. Thank you. It's like, yeah, you were just fucking. Sorry. I'll admit I'm a Yankee fan. They just forced a game 5. Oh, God. 2 for 2! Woo! Ugh, motherfucker. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. We were there for each other last year after, we were there for each other in the regular season. I think it was, what was it, game five? It was week 5 last year, week 5 or 6. We were there for each other on, January, when the season came to an end after, that heartbreak. And we're here for each other now to enjoy it, man. It feels so fucking good. It feels so good. Josh, and everybody you know, talk that shit, Andy Reid said to Mahomes, oh, when it looks grim, be the Reaper and all this other bullshit. It's just like, all right, we know our guy is about that life. We know it. Mahomes is too. Don't get me wrong. Mahomes is too. He threw 2 picks last year. It was one caromed off Tyreek Hill, and Hyde took it back to the house. I know Ruseo, who was close to having another one. Oh my God, when he jumped up and tipped that one, I thought he was going to bobble it to himself with those Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. What's up, Matt? And he didn't. Oh, Singletary damager, bro. I forgot, man. There was one on the 3rd and short where Josh finally got it. I was mad that he just didn't lower his shoulders and go. He really had the crease and he just didn't. And before the game, it was kind of a surprise a little bit. Bills chose to go with 3 tight ends, Sweeney and Morris, and Zach Moss was inactive, so it looks like they made the decision. Cook is that number 2 going forward. I'm trying to get Utz. I'm trying, bro. I'm using everything I got, man. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to, man. I'm hoping he's okay. He was able to walk back. Hopefully it's just a sprain. He's got 2 weeks to heal up. But in all fairness, Quisenberry came in and was very, very good and didn't give up much. So I don't know, man. He just I guess it was a game decision. I don't say I dislike him, but he knows damn real he'll trip Josh. And there's a few other players. Christian Wilkins is another guy. I could give less of a fuck about him. I think they don't want them walking back. They don't want them taking that walk. And, if you fall and re-injure it because of lack of stability, they just kind of want a precaution. They don't want the joint moving. I remember once, I forget the player, I think it was a Bill, left on the cart, ended up coming back in the game. It was a lineman. If anybody here can remember, please remind me, because I remember it distinctly. There was a guy, he left on the cart, came back in the game. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember who it was. But man, I very, I'm really hoping that he's okay and he'll be back. Shaq, man, Shaq has been very, very good. He kind of seemed like one of those feel good signings. We felt more confident that Phillips could be. And let's be real. Hats off to Brandon Beane. This run defense has been amazing. I mean, we got guys like Ilianku and Justin Zimmer who are on our practice squad right now. A 5th defensive tackle, Brandon Bryant, who is really, really good. It wasn't that long ago. It was recent history. If he did, I mean, I don't remember it, but nothing shocks me. Yeah, he damager, bro. Everybody in the room is on the same page. It was just his head was not in the game today. And I know people saw it. Me and Jake talked about it. Fucking when they pan to him on the camera and he's there laughing. Again, I know it's early in the game. You want to keep it light, lovely, and loose, but you gotta dude, that's not a laughing situation right there. You gotta, Shakir to me is coming. We've seen this team shake it up before. And I'm not gonna throw McKenzie completely to the fucking dogs yet. He's had some huge moments for us, and he'll have more huge moments again. He's that kind of player. He's that kind of player. The more frustrating one for me was the drop touchdown on the 4th down. It's like he had it. and the KC player flashing in front of him made him drop it. He had it. All he had to do was hold it. All he had to do was hold the ball. And then, he has that drop on the pass before the third down conversion to Davis. He's right there. He's going to be running. He would have been running. I mean, that would have been a long pass play. But, they were able to rebound and adjust, and this team picks each other up. That's what they do. I mean, Elam gets the pick, and it was great because if you guys watch the replay like you have, I'm sure, he intercepts it, and then the guy tries to rip it from him, but in the course of doing that, he drops it into his other arm, and so there's no chance, and he just cradled it. He caught it, and he kind of let it slide right into his other arm. Go back and watch the replay of it. You'll see what I'm talking about. He secured it. There was no chance for I don't know if it was Scantling, Valdez Scantling, or Smith Schuster, but it was one of the two. I know that. It seemed like a lack of focus today. It just seemed like there was another play where he, again, I'm not out on him, but today was not his best game, and I'm sure the way our coaches work. They're gonna let him know. Most physical guy we have in our secondary, dude. They were passing him off, and they were passing him off to the safeties. They were trying to jam him. I mean, there was one jam where Neal got called. It was on a third down too. Saran Neal got called for a hold, and it was like they were jockeying back and forth, and it was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, half the league, dude. Fucking, I remember those antiques on the Fox post game. Howie Long was saying, "Oh, we can't win close games." Fucking the guy who sits across from Shannon Sharp, that other fucking relic, was saying, "Oh, last year Josh didn't make the plays late. He didn't make the plays late." I'm like, yes, he did. The defense. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Everybody, like last week, everybody was kind of down on Elam. Sorry to bounce all over. Yeah, Skip Careless. That's what I call him. Not Bayless. Skip Careless. That's what I think about him. Yeah. Okay. Coward laughed at the Bills. Go back and find. Okay, everybody in the room. You want to know about how you know what it is? I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a little story. I had a job once in the city. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing, who I was working for. I would just say it was for a TV studio, and I was able to be. I wasn't again. I was just somebody there. I wasn't there in a formal capacity or anything, but they were having a meeting, and they were talking about. You know what they said? This I'll never forget this. They said, dude. One guy just they were talking about a programming and people's attention span, and he just went like, we all know how that is. They're gnats. They won't remember what we said. They won't remember what we said 5 minutes ago, let alone 2 weeks ago. So who gives a fuck? That's what they said. And it's the same thing. You go back and watch Colin Cowherd laughing at the Bills when they drafted Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold was his boy, his knight in shining armor, his boy wonder. His boy wonder. How did that go? Because they don't re-sign guys like Golick. I mean, another antique who's him, like guys like Golick, guys like Collinsworth, who get their sons jobs in TV and wherever else. These guys, the National Nepotism League. That's what I always call it. Read some of your comments, guys. Guys blowing up the room. I'm glad. Shit, I was mad too. I mean, K Beats, we all were. Yeah, he laughed at Allen. Yeah, I remember that one, Timothy. Yep, Josh Allen, top 100. He's not a top 100 player. Okay, no, he's the player. I chat with a guy who's does the Madden ratings. And Um, he's a Cowboy fan. Really nice guy. He's been good to me over the years. I'm not going to shit talk him. But even then, the bias with those guys is real. Like I just said, Josh Allen plus 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 because he's rated. I don't even play Madden, but I care about the ratings for some crazy reason. He's rated right behind Brady by one, and then Mahomes is at 97. Allen's a 95, and I'm like, Allen plus 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 catch factor. I wouldn't say this was his best game. At least they won. And my simple reply, nope. 31 other teams would love to have them as would have him as their quarterback in their heartbeat. I think KC obviously stays with Mahomes. 31 other teams take Josh Allen as their quarterback. No doubt about it. Sorry for my rant, guys. Always, they always get it. Go listen to how the Cowboys get covered just being 4-1. Like them being 4-1 is the equivalent of like the Bills 5-1. Let's just say Dallas comes back and wins. It's a different fight. Like the way that they covered Dallas, it's like, oh, Dallas, oh, it's like time to jerk off all over themselves. Read some of your comments, guys. Kyle Brandt made up a sugar high Josh. Everyone seems, yeah, he's another fake Bills fan damager. Thanks for pointing that out because all those guys are. I remember a Schrager after the season. Oh, Burrow's the guy now. Burrow's the guy. Get the fuck out of here. Burrow's the guy. Dude, not jump the holding, Eric. It was the holding. The holding. And every time the Bills had them in 3rd and long or a disadvantageous situation, they had a gift. They had a gift given to them. A gift penalty. Oh, you up in Buffalo? Too much games won? That's awesome, bro. I couldn't work at a pizzeria because I'd be fucking 500 pounds. My first job was at a bagel store when I was 15. And man, I thankfully I was playing football in high school and shit like that, so I could keep the weight off, no problem. My metabolism was at a different place, but fuck, I can't imagine doing that shit now. Stephen A. Smith, another guy. Um, oh yeah, who they'll fight that when they suck. It's like either way, it's like Dallas is a failsafe for the media. People listen when they suck or when they're good. Oh, Dallas is coming back though. They're in this game. It's 10-20. Mike Robb. Yeah, Mike Robb played in the league. Mike Robb played in the league. I respect him. He's always been a real dude. A lot of these guys are hype men. They're actors. Let's be honest. They're actors. All of them. Nick Wright, Kyle Brandt, Schrager, they're actors. They go through production meetings. They go through talking points. They know what to say. They know how to elicit reaction. Shine is as well. He's an actor. Oh, Turf Monster on number 9. He was gonna go. Oh man. That's a tough one. There's another one I would be like, dude, you're that young, dude. Your first job was at a Five Guys. The place I worked at hasn't existed in decades. I feel old. But man, I was a little shocked though, since Cook got the bump. I thought we would have seen more of him, but they were really, really big on Singletary, the way he was running, the way he was blocking. He had one play where he picked it was when the Bills were backed up on the last drive of the first half. Remember he picked the wrong gap, and I think it was Bolton who shot in, and Allen just went. He if Singletary would have picked. I think that was one of the only ones outside of the third and 2 where he just doesn't put his run behind his pads. A lot of dick riders. I mean, Nick Wright, he's a cuck for Mahomes. We'll see a lot of cucking for Allen though, but we all of us collectively as a group back that guy. A lot of me, Chief Numero Uno, was very, very down when the Bills drafted him. But, Rick, I don't know if you're in the room, bro. I've sold this story many times. Rick messaged me and just said, bro, he's ours now. We got to get behind him. He's ours now. We're going to get behind him. Go fucking Bills, Rick. as passionate as anybody has been around watching me forever. And we got behind him, man, and he hasn't disappointed. I mean, today was a big win. It was a huge win. You're going into the bye. It's for AFC supremacy. You hope, I mean, the equivalent of, and these two teams are in it for the long haul. So this win is like it's times two. It's it, it would have been the difference of are they coming to Buffalo or are we going back to Arrowhead? And man, that drive before I mean, Davis, beating his man and clean off the line, and he just people. I had somebody say all Davis does is catch long touchdowns, and I'm like, that's why we need Odell Beckham Jr. And I'm like, did you just hear what you said? All Davis does is catch long touchdowns. What the fuck is wrong with that? Like, seriously. Like, what is wrong with, like, what has Beckham done except give up on a team, goes and plays well for a spurt because he has Cooper Kupp drawing all the attention and then has another ACL injury? Like, seriously. No. I want to see. I'm not out on six. I mean, six pissed me off a lot today, as he did with the rest of us. He really pissed us off, but I'm not done with six. We were out on six after the Indy game, with the fumble, and then he comes back. When there was the C-19 holdouts with it was Davis, it was I believe it was Davis and Beasley were both held out, and then he comes and has the day he has. So he definitely helped win that game, man. Again, Rakib, I understand it. Today was a tough one for him. He drops a touchdown, he drops potential first down. He just, you know, he's not ready for that pitch from Allen. I get it. It was an improv play. That's kind of hairy. There was a lot of traffic there, but he had the ball. He had the ball. He has to catch that ball. You know, none of those guys damage her. Basically, we have James Cook, who's the same guy that's younger and cheaper, same skill set. I think it was just an ad lib play. He didn't know he just wasn't ready for the pitch, Trevor. I just don't think he was ready for the pitch. And I'm just glad we're not talking about that as a play that lost in this game, because that's a turnover inside the red zone. Bills get no points. The drop touchdown was a fourth down. The Bills get no points. I mean, that's again 6 points, right? So I don't know of a 10-point play in football. So we're not dying at the end of the game where it's 24-20 and the Bills are constantly, it's like, okay, here's the situation. We know who's on the other side of the ball driving at us. Are we going to get our guts ripped out? And no, it didn't happen. And all over the league, I'm going to say this. We backed Allen, all of us, to a man for over 4 years now. From 18, he was trash talked. Inaccurate, scatter shot. Same thing in 19, Alpha 10-6. We still backed them. The collapse happened in the disaster happens in Houston, and we still back him. We still back them. He blows up in 20. People are saying, oh, it's an aberration. It's a mirage. It's a mirage. He bookends it with a very solid year in 21 and finishes it off doing what he does. Now it's year 3, high-level MVP, and we're still backing him. He's the best fucking quarterback in the league, and he's ours. Go 17. Josh Allen activated fucking God mode today and put everybody on notice that continues to naysay. And you know how the league works, and you know why they do this with these certain guys. Lamar Jackson, he's an elite. He's not an elite passer. Stop giving him fluff because you know why. He's not an elite passer. Lamar Jackson's not an elite passer. Kyler Murray is not an elite passer. Stop it. Because if they would have done a half of what Josh Allen's done in the last half a year with going out on an L in the playoffs, oh my God, they would have built a fucking shrine to either one of them. Yeah, they run a high school offense because that's what their quarterback is. He is that. And when he's in trouble, he does one thing. He drops his head, scrambles, and looks for Andrews. That's what he does. You know, when Davis took advantage of the balls he had thrown to him, and we have a lot of guys in our offense that command attention. I mean, Diggs was huge today. I mean, Diggs was huge today. Awful, Eric, awful. Similar, and it was him backing up again, throwing, doesn't see the guy, is kind of similar to what we saw with Taron Johnson. I don't know how many of you guys felt this. I was hoping Taron would get up and run because he could have. I think he would have scored a touchdown, but he just chose to stay down. I was like, oh my God. But you know what? Hats off to the Giants for sticking it in the end zone. I'm sorry. No, they held on to the ball, and it was this Buffalo situation where they just held on to it and they couldn't get the ball back. Saquon goes down, knows, smart, huge redemption for him too. Diggs was fucking awesome today. Diggs was awesome. There was the one drop that he had. He had it in his hands, but then there was the other where, man, he caught it, got hit, still held his balance. It was fucking insane. Insane catch. Oh, Coward. I mean, I was a big fan of Trent when he had his little moment, but that fell off, as we all know. And Dallas is making a little bit of a run here, guys. They're trying to make this a game. This is going to get intense soon. But anything else stick out for you guys? You guys have the floor. What a crazy fucking W. Just the only two things I'll take as a negative from this game is Bills again in the first half shooting themselves in the foot, not taking advantage of early game situations where they have a chance to put a score on the board. They commit a turnover in the red zone. They don't convert. They bog down in the red zone again and fail on fourth down. And Isaiah McKenzie. So shooting themselves in the foot didn't cost them today. They played hellacious. Von Miller was a fucking you see that we go back and we watch and it's like, does he have enough left in the tank? Is he here, just trying to leech off a good situation, man. He's come in and just assimilated to the culture seamlessly. He's a leader. He plays hard with tons of tenacity. He has such a natural feel. Pass rushing, I think, is not just about ability. It's just he has just a feel, and he's a finisher. There was one where he just didn't give up. He didn't even get credit for the sack, but he kept pursuing. He kept pursuing, and Mahomes would have got a first down, and he trips him up. And we got it, and just all the guys that we brought in were amazing. I mean, Milano, everybody else, and that's Eric. That's it. Everybody's elevated their play. It's like we didn't think it could get any better. And Leslie Frazier, that adjustment that they made in the second half, whatever it was, it really helped. It was really noticeable. They started blitzing Mahomes a little bit more. They started rotating the safeties. One, he would bail sometimes he would crash down, depending on, it was all what Kelsey was doing. Everything the Bills do in coverage, depending on if Hardman's on the field or not, because they kind of rotate him in and out, it's Kelsey. That's the guy who dictates what the Bills coverage is going to be every fucking time. If you, as a defense, hold that team to 20 points, that's a winning performance. And he's done it 2 out of 3 times. That's a winning performance. I get it. I get it. It's, I get we have to kind of like live with them. Kind of live with them because there's times they hit them and we're elated. They go for it and they make it. And so it's like no risk it, no biscuit, right? That's kind of the thing. He made up for it, that's for sure. He sure as hell made up for it. I mean, so big hats off to him. You guys probably saw this on the broadcast. McDermott was with Frazier, and they were going over play sheets and different things like that because there was too many guys. There was one in particular where the one touchdown where 3 defenders ran into each other, and it was actually Saran Neal. He came and wiped out the two Bills defenders, and it allowed Juju to just run unobstructed into the end zone. No, it's not. It's 60. I mean, for me, it is because I'm old. I'm old, Eric. Like I grew up, man, and a 50-yarder was considered like holy shit. A 50-yarder. And it's just now again, kickers are so good. You see 60-yard field goals regularly. You see them. They're not uncommon. The way these guys practice, the commitment that they show. I mean, across the league, it's like guys hit 60-yard field goals now regularly. Yeah, man, Singletary was awesome, Dave. He's the lead back. Cook. I mean, it was a clear sign that Cook is the guy probably going forward because this is the biggest. That's a big game. They can say they have their little mantra of it's the biggest game because it's the next game. They knew the importance of this game, and you saw how there was a time where McDermott went for it, like in a crazy situation, and the Bills didn't get burned for it, and it was a situation where like they're going again. Oh, a shit ton, Trevor. Yeah, me either. But Vaughn came in, Milano spies, and the second he sees him come around, Milano just books and does this, and it's kind of the same thing that Ruseo when he beat his man in Baltimore couldn't see, Jackson couldn't see. He couldn't see. Poyer coming over late, driving on Duvernay, and it's an interception. And I want to also. He had a lot of tough matchups today, and Kaiir Elam's been very, very good. He's been. I want to give him a lot of props because a lot of people again down on him last week because of Pickens. He still got his interception. They tightened up when they had to. They didn't give up a touchdown. He didn't get beat for a touchdown, and a lot of people were just kind of like he was kind of the last week's whipping boy. In a game where it's like it's a blowout. It should have been 50 something to 3. And then this week, he came up again, the headiness in such a huge play to hold them to nothing. Just the tie again, Doug, thank you because I'm a mess. They have head to head tiebreakers versus KC, Tennessee, and Baltimore. Yeah, well, this kid, he has his dad, his uncle to lean on. He's got Trey White. He's got, his coaches. He's got his defensive coordinator was a DB in this league. So he's has tons of sounding boards and even Benford today, coming back off the broken hand, played, came back in after he got dinged and just was really, really good. Yeah, bro, they're bad. I was shocked that I was watching that game, Eric, and it was just like I thought, they're going to rebound. They're going to rebound at some point. They're going to get the Jets. And hats off to the Jets because they played very, very well. They went up to Lambeau and blocked some punts, blocked some field goals. Bryce Hall played tremendously for them. I don't. Did they show that game up in Buffalo, Eric? Was that the 1 o'clock? I got both. I got the Giants, Ravens, and Packers and Jets at 1. So I sat and watched them nervous. I was cleaning all this whole time, 24/7. And 2 weeks again. I hope, knock on wood, Spencer Brown. I read some of your comment. Yeah, Edmonds has been great, K Beats. He's played very, very well. I forgot to mention something in the room. Oh, did you guys see the John Scott report? Jordan Poyer wasn't medically cleared to fly because of the rib. He drives 15 hours to Kansas City to play. Drove 15 hours to Kansas City to play. I don't know when he left. He probably left Friday so he could meet the team Saturday. That's insane. That's insane, bro. Pay him. You got to pay him. This glue guys. Did you guys see the post game where Allen blows a kiss into like a iPhone? That was Micah Hyde's FaceTime. These are glue guys, and those guys have been here laying with brick by brick. I can't tell you how proud I am of this team and and the coaches for pulling this out today to go in. Yeah, dude, Eric, John Scott, and Dallas scores a touchdown. Hold the phone. I mean, for him to do that and the way he's played and just the level he's continuing to play at, man, it's just the family locker room, the glue guys that have been playing together for 6 years. Everybody looks up to them. You look at our best players, there's very few high end like Allen, but our offense, Diggs was a 5th-round pick. Davis was a 4th-round pick. McKenzie was a 5th-round pick. Knox was a 3rd-round pick. Dion was a 2nd-round pick. There's no 1st-round picks. There's really no 1st-round picks on our offense. Von Miller, they're all on defense. Rousseau, Oliver, Shaq. Even though he was part of another regime, Edmonds, but Poyer and Hyde, 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick. Coming just grinding. You have Trey, who's a 1st-round pick. Kyrie's a 1st-round pick. And I know he's just the guy is everything, just everything you want in a Bill. He's just a Bill through and through. Him and Hyde both. I love him to death. I was glad I got to shake his hand in 2017 right outside the team hotel. I told him, I said, I always, when I see players, the very rare times I get to see them, I always throw them because I'm a guy, I'm a grown fucking man. I'm not gonna beg for autographs or pictures. I throw my hands up, no picture, no autograph. I just want to shake your hand, respect the hell out of you. That's what I do. That's enough for me, like a big fucking kid. Because I see some grown men, I'm like, dude, like leave them dudes alone. I just want to like pay my respects and step back. What a man. Today though, there was so many plays baked in. I'm trying to think of. I'm telling you though, the one that really is going to just always ring to me is that Milano open field tackle on Pacheco. Holy shit. They hold him to, I don't know. I don't know if that was a miss field goal or it was a make 44-yarder. I think it was a make 44-yarder because it was near and it was Pacheco scores. Pacheco scores. That's the one play. That's good shit, dude. I didn't see. I kind of go zero dark. If anybody knows me, I kind of stay away from Twitter and stuff before games. But just always, I think during the pandemic in the beginning, you said you were having similar things and you were glad the room was open and stuff like that. So that's what's up. Dude, always remember that though. The life is the roller coaster. Today you might be here in this peak, and tomorrow for whatever reason you're gonna be up, up here. Try to stay steady, Eddie. It's tough, man. I think this is the breakdown, right, of the interception. I think yeah. Let me see this. Ari, he just put it. Nobody's there. Nobody's there, bro. Nobody's there. Yep. Nobody would have been there. That would have been a touchdown. Oof. Matt, I know the Bills help you. The Bills picked you up today. Bro, dude, I can't imagine having a baby, but I think I would have been a horrible father and fucking yelled, and my girl probably would have thrown a fucking shoe at my head. Latinas are known for like their slipper and shoe throwing and beating, so that's what would have happened to me. Especially if I would have scared the shit out of a sleeping baby. I'd have been like, now you're staying up with her. Oh, they were terrible today, Mike. They were fucking awful. Um, yeah, man. And Tim, I didn't want to get too excited. I was kind of like, there's a minute four left, and let's just calm down. And the Bills have all three of their timeouts. Why could anybody remember why KC didn't have one of their timeouts? Not that I don't think it would have helped, but it would have been a situation where I think the Bills would have, just get the first down, or they had a chance for a field goal too. I don't know if that is just they were very inconsistent today, and the trip was egregious. The trip was fucking egregious, and why do they have to have Pereira chime in and be like, "Oh, New York just said that should have been tripping." I'm like, well, why? Where's the sky judge? Where's this asshole? They're just bad all the time, man. I forget why they had to burn the damn thing. Oh, he did? I know it was like it wasn't for a crazy reason. I just couldn't remember what specific instance they used it in. And no, they didn't challenge anything. They didn't challenge anything. There was no challenges. Yeah, bro. Had Bonzolo all three timeouts to end the game. I really wish he would have got up and went into the end zone. I'm a prick. I would have been like, can they just make the score look look a little more delicious? Yeah, man. I already yeah, King Townley. That's crazy. I kind of have a feeling it's probably torn rib cartilage because they didn't want it to flame up, and then the rib gets compressed. I'm sorry, the kidney gets compressed. When you're in the cabin. So I kind of have a feeling it's torn rib cartilage. I think because when I saw him before the game, I wanted to see. It looked like he was wearing some protective like padding right there on the rib. Oh, okay. I knew it was just some reason that didn't stick with me. Yeah, that was he wasn't thankfully that moment didn't neuter him. Oh, okay, okay. I knew it wasn't a crazy. It was a reason. I just didn't know it wasn't like a reason that just really popped off to me. That made like it would stick with me. But yeah, I know homeboy. I'm sorry, homeboy. Um, Doug put the link in the room of the Milano tackle. That's a play that's going to stick out for me in the game saving category. Um, Elam's interception after the Bills turn it over, just to be able to do that. The Bills to get the stop coming out of halftime and then score, so that doesn't burn you. And but you also you even out the possessions because you go for it on fourth and don't make it, but then to steal it back at the end. Oh, bad pit. Does he get no? Crazy, crazy game. Yeah, he held up good, Oates. He held up good. Mad props to him. Sometimes I hate the Bills play on CBS. Like Romo is so in love with Mahomes. Yeah. I mean, he does the same for Allen too. Eric, it's kind of like I think because he's more like he. If you had to say who Romo was more like, he's more like Mahomes when they played in his heyday. Because Allen's size and stuff. He doesn't really. I mean, he doesn't really bother me as much. He doesn't really bother me as much. It's not like listening to Troy and fucking Buck when they do Dallas, or Troy and Buck in general. I just can't. I just don't. I could do without them. I'm not a fan. But guys, thank you so much. I really really appreciate you. Coming in after a huge, huge fucking win, 5-1, best in the AFC. And it meant so much for them to win this game, and just kind of you don't really heal all the wounds from last year, but you definitely soothe the fuck out of them. And I'm just glad we didn't get burned at the end, man. Always Utz, bro. Thank you. You come in here. I'm just an idiot who opens a room on YouTube. Nobody could come in here. But I'd still sit and talk to myself or Ramius about the Bills. He's sleeping. He had enough of me today. He's done. I'm gonna fucking go hit it, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna do about 4 and change. Dude, the beard stays. The beard stays. If the Bills would have lost today, I was gonna go cut. I was gonna go get a trim and bring the beard down. But the beard stays. Yeah, bro. Appreciate you guys. Thank you always for all of you for coming in here. I'm just open this room. You guys come in, you fill it, you keep it rolling. Thankfully we didn't have any trolls in here today or any people come in talking shit. That's because that's gonna happen. KC fans as a rule are they're pretty cool. Maybe had a few last year. That's what's up, man. See you going to a game. You got something to look forward to. 2 weeks, man. That's another thing, guys. For 2 weeks, we get to do this. I don't smoke, by the way. It's just a prop, but it's real. That's what we get to do for 2 weeks. That's the best part about it. That's the best part about this is we get to just relax, chill, watch football. 2 Thursday nights, 2 Monday nights. This game, the rest of next Sunday, and just. All right, guys. Love you all. Go Bills. I remember last time I kept you on for like 3+ hours, but this night, I'll keep it down to an hour. Have a good night, y'all. Enjoy it. Go Bills.